May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this morning on Loving Living Local, we are taking a field trip to the Center for Humanistic and Interpersonal Psychotherapy. I am with two esteemed members of the building. It's Olivia, one of the therapists, and it's Dr. Hoffman, a psychologist and supervisor. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for getting me out of the building. You know, mental health is so important. Why, doctor?
Well, it's something that everyone deals with. Most people are going to have some psychological struggles at times in their life, and it often can be useful to have a therapist to talk to. So it's not just for people who have the more serious and evident mental illnesses and things, but it's really something that's important for everyone.
What services does CHIP, the acronym, offer here?
We offer individual therapy, couples therapy, family therapy, and we're hoping over time also to offer services for children as well.
Olivia, what are some barriers that people are kind of overcoming to try and get part of your mental health services?
Right, there are a few. One being not being able to afford therapy. It can be really expensive. There are barriers with transportation, being able to consistently get to and from therapy, and even just finding time in one's schedule to consistently go to therapy. And there are some clients that have had bad experiences in therapy in the past, which becomes a barrier for them to want to engage in services and look for a therapist that might be a good fit for them.
You've got elite services here, and I think the staff really kind of separates you from the rest in the area. You're smiling. I can tell you love your job. Well, why do you love your job so much? Because you're making a difference in the community.
Right. It is a great opportunity to get to know so many different people, work with different people in different walks of life, and really get to connect. A lot of the work that we do is really relational, and it's focused on that relationship with the therapist and the client, and it really helps to meet the client's goal and having that connection in the room with them.
Dr. Hoffman, how do you hire such qualified, great people like Olivia? Because your team is compassionate and they're immaculate.
Well, we really look at the relationships, and we want to build a community of people that are compassionate and caring and really want to make a difference in people's lives and a difference in the world. And so we really look for that in the people coming in. We look for that when we interview people that are going to become a part of our institution. We want to make sure that they're people that get along well, that they understand our approach to psychotherapy, and they care about getting to know people and to understand people and develop a caring relationship with them.
What's that initial dialogue process like? May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Maybe somebody is struggling inside at home that needs your services. What's that first call like?
Well, the first call can vary depending upon what people need. Sometimes people know that they want to get started, and so it's calling, letting us know, and we schedule an appointment. Other times people might have some questions, want to talk with someone a little bit first, and try and see, is this going to be the right fit? And we really want to make sure it's the right fit, because sometimes you can go to a therapist who's a great therapist, but if it's not the right fit, it may not work very well. That doesn't mean they're not a good therapist or you're not a good candidate for therapy. What's important is to stay with it and find the therapist that's going to be the right fit for you and for what you want to get from therapy. And
not only does this company have great people, you've got great artifacts as well. I mean, look at the books and the walls. Every nook and cranny is accounted for. How'd you collect such great artifacts?
Well, we've developed relationships with a lot of national and international leaders in psychology, particularly humanistic and existential psychology. And so the books that we have been donated by a lot of leaders in the field. And we provide regular trainings in this room. We do monthly trainings. A lot of this focuses really on working with underserved and marginalized, working with diversity issues, because that's where our real passion are. We're here to serve a lot of the people that fall through the cracks, marginalized individuals, underserved populations, people who don't have insurance or adequate insurance. And so we want to make sure people are trained. We've developed a lot of relationships with leaders across the country that focus on these issues so that our therapists here learn from the best, they can consult with the best, and they can really make sure that they can meet the particular client's needs.
This is one of the many cool rooms here at CHIP. We're going to see a little bit more of their facility a little bit later in the hour. Thanks so much for joining me, you both.
All right, thank you.
You know, I really enjoyed my conversation with Dr. Hoffman and Olivia. It's important to note that the Center for Humanistic and Interpersonal Psychotherapy relies upon support from the community to be able to offer affordable psychotherapy services. CHIP is part of the Rocky Mountain Humanistic Counseling and Psychological Association, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. To make a donation, scan the QR code on the bottom corner of your screen. We'll hear more from Dr. Hoffman and Olivia in just a bit. We want to give a special thank you to the Center for Humanistic and Interpersonal Psychotherapy for sponsoring this segment.